Alright, next one up then. How do we do the target notes, the points of interest? So let's first off, we need to create our target note layer. You may have already done this. If not, we go like we're creating a new polygon like we did in the first one. We go down here, new shapefile layer. We obviously want points this time because we're creating points of interest, target notes. So point, make sure that's British National Grid. Here where it says new field, this is probably where you want some sort of identifier for each of your target notes. So it makes sense to start from 1 and work up. So the first target note would be 1, etc, etc, etc. We've kind of already got that with ID there, haven't we really? So we could leave it as just having ID, but we might also just want a brief description of what each one is. So something, I don't know, description. Okay, I can't fit all that in, so I'll just put descript. That could be quite long. It's going to be certainly more than 80 letters. Let's put 250. Actually, what's the biggest number? Can't put 300. 255? Yes, 255 seems to be the highest number you can put in. So 255 it is. Add to fields list. So now we've got these two different fields, two different columns. So if we go back to our table here, we've got one called ID and one called descript. And this one's a number and this one is text. Because an integer is a number and a string is text. So we've got those two. Happy? Okay. Let's pop this somewhere sensible. HND, that's not where I wanted to put it. Documents, that's where I want to put it. Work. Phase 1 margin. Target notes. Hello, where's it gone? There it is. So there's our new layer we've just created. It's at the bottom, so if we create anything, it's going to be hidden behind our satellite. So let's just move that up. So we can either drag it like that and stick it up there, or, let's put it back down, or we can use these here, which, no we can't. Never mind, ignore that. I was sure they moved stuff up and down. Guess we've got to just pick it up and drag it manually. I want above that actually. There we go. So we want our target nodes right at the top, because if it's below polygons, then the polygon is going to cover the point so we can't see it. So we want it right at the top. Target nodes. There is our new layer. Where is each point? That's the question. Now, if you remember, some of you had GPS units. Now I've copied all of the files off the GPS and I stuck them on my USB stick, which I lent to Gareth, so he's got them in his. So if this is not how you should organise your files. Here they are here. Let's put that somewhere a bit more sensible. Oops, hello. So I'm going to put them in a little folder somewhere, just so I know where they are. So these are the two files that we got off of the GPS. We've got 10th of January and the 17th. So those are the 2 days we went on. Back into QGIS now. We want to add a new vector layer. Browse. And now we're looking for where we saved those two GPS files. So they're in here, and there they are. So select them both. Here we go. Open. Each GPS file, so the file you download from the GPS, has a lot of different information on it. It's got tracks, so this is where we actually walked as a line. It's got points, which is every, I don't know, like 10 meters or something, it makes an automatic point along our track that we went. Routes and route points, so these are ones that you can download onto the GPS from your computer, so send from the computer to the GPS. And you can put stuff like where you want to walk and stuff like that. And using the GPS, it would appear on the map and you can walk to it. So one we want is Waypoint. So this is the one where you went menu, record waypoint or something like that. So we want waypoints, okay, and this one too, waypoints, okay. Okay, now if we zoom out, let's see if we can find some. There's a whole bunch all over the place. Now, which one's which? We don't know what the numbers are for each one. So first, we need to actually put the number next to each one. If we use the eye tool, we can see by clicking on it. That one is 0.004. But without clicking on it, it's difficult to tell just by looking at it, isn't it? So let's pop a number next to each one. So to do that, we click on the ABC there, where it says labeling. And here we've got our label menu popping up. It's a bit similar to our style menu, and if we went right click properties style, it would be one of the options there. But we've done it this way. So where it says no labels, stick that to show labels. And where it says label with, this is which part of the attribute table do we want to label it with, and we want the name. Apply. And now each of these ones, so this is the 17th, each of these ones has the little number next to it. It's a little bit difficult to see. We could change the colour under this tab here. Change the colour to white. That's a bit clearer. Happy with that. So that's this layer. Now we also want to do the same to the 10th of January, so we can close that. Go on the 10th, click on it, click on that. Not no labels, show labels, label with, name. Same thing, oh they're black, change them to, oh hello, what have I done? Change them to white. Done. Close. Now we've got all of our different points and they're all numbered, and you should have on the back of your map what each number corresponds to and what it is that's there. Now we could just call it this and say, that's done, that's fine, we're going to stick that straight in, but the numbers are a little bit all over the place and we want to make it a little bit better organised, and we've created this nice new layer that we're going to organise it with. So, like we edited our polygon layer that was going on over here, we click on our target notes layer, click on the yellow pencil to switch editing on, and then the fourth one from the left is the add feature one. Now you can see, before I said it was like a green blob with a little yellow star. Now we've got little points and a yellow star because this is a point layer. So we click on that and our cursor's changed to the editing one. This is where snapping really comes into its own. If we just clicked roughly around here, it would create a point that's not in exactly the right place. So let's switch snapping on, settings, snapping options. And this is where you don't want it to be just the current layer, you want it to be all visible layers, because what we want to do, we want to snap it to the points we created before, so the ones from the GPS, which are in a different layer. So all visible layers, snap to, for this one, we've only got vertex, because it's points, we've only got vertices there, there's no lines between them, otherwise it would be line layer. So vertex. Tolerance, I'm going to stick 20 pixels, okay. And now if we go near, look, it's gone purple, see there, near number 4, purple. Using your map, you'll want to figure out what number this one was. I think number 1 was this tree. You may not have gotten a, well, we haven't got a GPS point clearly, but you know where it is. It's this tree here in the car park, so let's left click on that tree. Now what was the number of that point? It was point number 1, it was the first one we did, so in the ID box, 1. In the description we can put down what it is. It was a oak tree, or actually we should use Latin, shouldn't we? Quercus species, good for bats. Okay, and there is our first point. I can't remember where our second point was. You'll have to look at your maps and figure out where your second points were. I think there was one around here. I think there's a wetland, or was it this one? Might have been this one actually. Yeah, I think it was. 2. Small marshy pond. Recommend Newt survey. And using your map and using these GPS points, you'd go around and figure out what each one is. So we've got 1, 2. I don't know where 3 is, so I'm going to skip that. But we know where 4 is. 4 is this one here. Now we want to point right where we GPS tagged it. So we've got snapping on. All we need to do is go near it. It's gone purple. Left click. And this is 4. What was it? It was a wooden sculpture. What's the ecological value of it? Good for interpretation? Yes. Is that how you spell it? Good for interpretation. I'm not sure it's got much environmental value. Is it a particularly good habitat for anything? Possibly not. But you guys tagged it, so I'm putting it in. So that's that one. What have we got a bit further down? I think there was... What's this? This is number 5. Series of old trees. Coniferous and quercus species. Recommend for survey. That's number 5. Number 6, there was... was it an oak or was it? I think it was a sycamore. So this is number 6. It says there 006, so it's 6. This was an Acer. Who was it? Acer pseudoplatanus. Is that how you spell it? I'm going to check this now. Pseudoplatanus. Yes, it is apparently. Okay, so that's 6, 7, 7. This was no, there's little mushroom house thingies. Sculptures. Lots of gaps. Recommend for bat survey. Number 7, number 8. I think it was a quercus as well, but I'm just putting these in from what I vaguely remember. You guys have the maps with your target notes written on the back, so for you and your description, put in what you put down on that target note. And for each one on the description, you're putting down why you've recorded it as well. So for number 8, I've got it's an old Quercus rober. I've recommended it for a bat survey. Same with actually most of these. For the pond down here, why have we target noted it? It's important for possibly newts. So what we need to do a newt survey because newts are protected. And we go around all the different ones, putting in what number it is, what we found there, what's special about it in the description, and when regularly press save here, and make sure at the end you do it as well. And now, if we get rid of the 2 GPS ones, so these are the ones that waypoints, that one and that one, we're left with our target notes. So there, left behind, is the new target notes we've made. And if we open the attribute table, so right click, open attribute table, there is our different points of interest. Sorry, what are they called? Target notes that we've made. And when you come to actually put this in your document, you've got these on your map. You'll want to put a number next to each of them. So remember how we did that? We go here, label, instead of no labels, show labels, label with. Now you could label with a description, but that would be a mile and a half long. So label them with the ID number, so the target note number. And there's, if you see there, it's got the little number next to it. Now, your Phase 1 Habitat Guide, that's this one here, at the bottom, right at the bottom, has here, target note and the symbol for it. It's like it's red, it says, a red little circle with a dot in the middle. So you need to change the style of this one, target notes. So we can do that by either double clicking on the little symbol or right click properties. We change the style of that so it's a circle with a dot in the middle. There, that capital one looks good. Let's choose that one. And we can change the colour of these. So does this work? Let's see. No, that just fills the whole thing in. So we want, I guess, white for that. Simple marker. We've got to do these each individually now. Outline to red. That looks better. Simple marker, outline, red. Not sure about the white fill. Can I make that transparent? Transparent fill, I can. Perfect. That looks good to me. That's okay. There we go. That's how it's supposed to look. So we've got a little red circle with a dot in the middle. And there's a little number next to it. That number is, let's just zoom in on, where is it, number 2, let's focus on that one. That number's quite small, it's also difficult to see, and it's partially covering the thing. So let's make it, first let's make it a bit bigger, so let's set it to size 12. Let's put it to white. Seems like a good number, good colour. Obviously the colour you set it to will depend on what you have as your background. Now, when you come to actually put this into your document, you'll want to put an Ordnance Survey map behind, in which case white would be a bad choice because the colours behind would probably be white as well. So in that case, black is probably the better colour. For this, on the Google background, white is probably a better choice. So for now, because I'm on the Google background, white. But when you come to present it, make sure you change it to black. So, colour's good, size is good, wrong place. Along here, we've got this one here that's like little arrows pointing in different places, like the little move icon when you're moving stuff around. So click on that, and we can shift it around. So this here, distance, is how far away from the centre of that point do we want it. So let's just try some different numbers. 2 mil. Oh, that's alright actually, isn't it? Is there any other things we can do? Not really, no. That looks good. Apply. Close. How does that look then? That looks good. Very clear. You can tell what each one is, where it is, what number it is. So those target notes are now good. When you come to put this in your document, let's open Word now. You obviously want to put it in a table. Well, it's supposed to be a table. I want it in a table, so you're putting it in a table. If we right click on here and go Open Attribute Table, oops, where's it on? Here. You can see it's already in a table here. So all we really need to do is take all this information and put it into a table in Word. And we can just select all of this. So click in that one. Ooh, how do we do this? Oh, click on the one and drag down. Does that work? Yes, that works. Or I think we can do Control A. Yeah, that works too. Select all. And then we can copy it. Control C or copy from here. And then we can paste it into Word. Now we've pasted it, there's all sorts of weird stuff going on here, isn't there? What's all this stuff here? So let's get rid of that, because that's not what we want at all. What you should do first is paste it into Excel. Here's Excel. Let's paste it in there. Now everything's in the right order. You remember when I was talking about the different columns that we're creating? I said we had one called Geom that was hidden. That's the one you can see here. Oh, it's actually called WKT Geom. Geom's in there somewhere. I'm going to take some credit. And this is all the information that QGIS has on where that point is. We're not interested in that. That's for QGIS to know, not us. So we're going to delete that. What we want is this, the ID and the description. So this is the information you want to copy into your Word document. Paste. And now we can style this like a nice table, something like that. You probably want to pop in a new row. Ooh, hello, not that many. I only want one. Insert row. Target note, description, and there is your target note table. So obviously yours will go up to, I don't know how many target notes you've got, quite a lot, like this in the table, and there is, well, it's most of the work done for you because you've already done it. So then you can put in your table. Hello, I can't spell table. Table 1. Target note list. Sorted. And that is how you pop your target notes from your GPS points into QGIS and style them up and put the table into Word via Excel.